What if 10 ancient Stoic principles could measurably change your reality in 30 days? Here's the twist. You won't change the market, your boss, or the algorithm. You will change the only lever that actually moves anything, your judgments and your actions. The bet is simple and audacious. Give each principle 3 focused days, and watch the numbers on your time, attention, and stress shift like a seismograph. Ground rules. For 30 days, you run a controlled experiment. You track 3 metrics daily: time reclaimed, minutes, reactivity, 0-10, and integrity kept, promises you kept to yourself and others. You write a 3-sentence log each night. You accept the Stoic split: what you control versus what you don't. You won't fight weather, headlines, or other people's opinions. You will fight your impulses, stories, and choices. Baseline napkin math. You have 1,440 minutes per day. Sleep 7 hours, 420. Work 8, 480. Life admin 2, 120. That leaves 420 minutes. If you doom scroll 90 and ping pong between tabs for 60, you're leaking 150 minutes daily, 75 hours in 30 days. If these 10 principles claw back even half, you reclaim an entire work week. The lab is your life. The instrument panel is your notebook. Obstacles you'll meet. The Committee for Old Habits files an injunction, but we've always done it this way. The Board of Social Pressure says, respond immediately. The Tribunal of Fear and Craving shouts, what if they hate you? What if you miss out? Expect bureaucracy in your head. Expect friends to test your boundaries. Expect your own cleverness to rationalize the status quo. Your gear for this voyage is minimal: an index card, a timer, a cheap notebook. On screen, imagine a control meter from 0% to 100%. Each principle nudges the needle. Each 3-day sprint adds a notch. Day 0. Write your why. 1 sentence. I am running this experiment to reduce reactivity and increase integrity. Sign it. That's your charter. Principle 1. Days 1-3. Dichotomy of control. The Stoic master switch. You separate events from judgments, outcomes from efforts. Today, when something happens, you ask, is this up to me? If yes, you act. If no, you adjust your posture. You become a goalkeeper, not the weather. It sounds small. It reroutes everything. Practice. Carry an index card with 2 columns. Left, up to me. Right, not up to me. Every trigger goes on one side. Email tone, not up to me. My reply, up to me. Market swing, not. Asset allocation discipline, up. Run this for 3 days. Metric. Cut your average email response lateness by 20% and your Slack snaps by 50%. Simulation. 24 hours in, your reactivity dips from 7-10 to 5-10 simply because you stop wrestling shadows. By day 3, you've saved fodder's 30 minutes from not arguing in your head. You feel lighter, not because the world is kinder, but because your handle on it fits your hand. The Committee for Old Habits grumbles. Your control meter ticks to 15%. Principle 2. Days 4-6. Premeditatio malorum. Negative visualization. You rehearse the worst reasonably likely scenarios in advance to blunt their sting and script your moves. What if the deal falls through? What if the flight is canceled? What if I'm criticized publicly? You walk the alley with a flashlight before you need to. Practice. Pick tomorrow's top 2 tasks. List the 3 most likely obstacles for each and your if-then plan. If I get interrupted, then I'll pause the timer and resume. If the client rejects, then I send option B within 2 hours. 10 minutes nightly. Metric. Reduce average derailment time per obstacle from 20 minutes to 7. Simulation. On day 4, a surprise meeting nukes your morning. Instead of spiraling, you deploy the if-then. You lose 30 minutes, not 90. By day 6, your schedule absorbs bumps like a well-tuned suspension. The Tribunal of Fear complains you're too calm. Your control meter climbs to 25%. Time reclaimed this sprint. 180 minutes. Principle 3. Days 7-9. Temperance, ruling desire, not abstinence. Proportion. You install governors on your cravings the way engineers prevent turbines from shredding themselves. Food, screens, spending, praise. You choose what's enough before the moment, so the moment can't decide for you. Practice. Choose one intake to cut by 50% for 3 days. Social feeds, sugar, or online shopping windows. Create a 30-minute lust delay rule. You can want it, but you can't act for 30 minutes. Metric. Number of urges surfed without acting. Target, 6 per day. You log each one as a win. Simulation. Day 7. You hover over a checkout button. Delay rule. The storm passes. By day 9, you've reduced micro-purchases to near zero and regained a surprising 40 minutes previously lost to just browsing. Side effect, quieter mind. Your control meter reaches 33%. The board of social pressure files a complaint. You're less fun. You smile. Principle 4, days 10-12. Voluntary discomfort. Train small hardship to shrink big fear. You choose one controlled challenge daily. Cold shower, stairs instead of elevator, focused work with no music, leaving the phone at home for a walk. You prove to yourself you can want comfort without obeying it. Practice. Set a discomfort block. 10 minutes minimum. Rate perceived difficulty 1 to 10 before and after. Metric. The gap. How wrong your prediction was. You'll discover most discomforts rate 7 before, 3 after. That delta is wisdom. Journal a sentence. I did X. It was Y easier than I thought. Simulation. Day 10. A 60-second cold shower feels like cliff diving. It's not. Day 12. You choose an honest conversation you've been avoiding. It's your first courage rep. Your reactivity to minor discomforts falls. You've trained at altitude, normal breath feels generous. Control meter, 40%. Time reclaimed from avoidance, 60 minutes across 3 days. Principle 5, days 13 to 15, view from above. You zoom out, room, street, city, continent, planet. Problems shrink, priorities sharpen. The argument, the typo, the late train, each loses its throne. Nothing becomes trivial, things become proportionate. Practice, twice daily, 60 seconds of imaginative zoom out. Morning. Envision your day as a map. Place 2 non-negotiables as landmarks. Evening. Zoom out again. Note which drama mattered at planetary altitude. Metric. Number of non-issues caught before you fed them. Target. 3 daily. Simulation. Day 13. You catch yourself composing a spicy reply. You zoom out. Will this matter in a week? No. You send the calm version. By day 15, the habit feels like checking mirrors while driving. The tribunal of ego groans. Your control meter, 48%. Stress incidents per day drop from 6 to 3. Principle 6, days 16-18. Memento mori. Remember you will die, so live on purpose. This isn't morbid. It's clarifying. Time is a finite budget. You stop spending it like monopoly money. You start investing it in the few things that compound. Character, craft, relationships, service. Practice. Write the date 30 days from now on a card. Under it, write 30 fewer chances. Each morning, list one tiny act that would matter if today were your last. Call someone, fix something, tell the truth. Metric. Meaningful act completed. YN. Target, 3 to 3 days. Bonus. Subtract 10 minutes from mindless consumption to pay for it. Simulation. Day 16, you call the person you've been too busy to call. Day 18, you ship the draft you've been nursing. The horizon pulled your feet forward. Paradox. Remembering mortality makes days feel wider, not shorter. Control meter, 55%. Time reclaimed. 30 minutes to day from deliberate cuts. Principle 7, days 19-21. Justice, give people their due. Stoicism isn't inward navel-gazing, it's outward fairness. You stop being the hero of every story and start being a good citizen in each scene. Fewer feuds, better alliances, cleaner conscience. Practice. Before meetings, write 2 intentions. I will listen fully once before responding. I will make one person's job easier. After, grade yourself AF. Metric. Interruptions you commit. count down to 0. Assistance you provide, count up to 1 plus. Keep scores visible. Simulation. Day 19, you pause and let someone finish. They tell you the real issue. You solve the right problem faster. By day 21, your team treats you as a calm center. The board of social pressure changes tone. We should do more of that. Control meter, 62%. You save 20 minutes per meeting by preventing detours. Principle 8, days 22 to 24. Courage, right action, despite fear. Fear wasn't banned, it was bound. You act anyway where values demand it. Honest feedback, difficult decision, necessary boundary. Courage isn't a roar, it's a straight spine in a quiet room. Practice. Choose one action you've postponed because of fear. Break it into a 15-minute first move. Do it before noon. Metric. Courage rep, completed, YN, and fear voice volume before/after, 0 to 10. 3 days, 3 reps. Journal 1 lesson per rep. Simulation. Day 22, you send the candid note you kept drafting. Day 24, you choose to say no without apology. The tribunal of fear loses a member. That low hum of dread in the background? Quieter. Control meter, 70%. You recover 45 minutes previously spent rehearsing imaginary confrontations. Principle 9, days 25-27. Assent. Control your judgments. An impression hits. They ignored me. They hate me. You don't sign it. You hold it to the light. You ask for receipts. You choose to assent only to what you can verify and what helps you live well. Practice. The stop protocol. S. See the impression. T. Take a breath. O. Open a question. What else could this mean? P. Proceed with the charitable interpretation unless contradictory evidence appears. Metric. Catastrophes you diffused. Target, 3 a day. Apologies avoided by not overreacting. Bonus 1. Simulation. Day 25, the short reply, K, arrives. Old you spirals, new you runs. Stop. It meant, in a meeting. Crisis averted. By day 27, you're tired of your own melodrama and happy to retire from it. Control meter, 78%. Reactivity dips to 310. Your calendar stops bleeding from mini blowups. Principle 10, days 28 to 30. Commonplacing. Build a second brain. Seneca, Marcus, Epictetus, they all kept notes. You stop letting hard-won wisdom evaporate. You catch ideas, quotes, mistakes, improvements. You file them where future you can find them in 10 seconds. Practice. 1 page, 3 boxes. Quotes, observations, experiments. End each day with 1 quote, 1 observation from your life, 1 experiment to run tomorrow. Weekly. Tag by theme, courage, temperance, etc. Metric. Retrieval time, seconds to find a note. And reuse count. Number of times a note helps you perform. Simulation. Day 28. You pull a line about temperance before a tricky dinner. You order simply. Day 30. Your note on courage gives you the exact phrasing to say no. The small churn of "what do I do" quiets because you've built shelves inside your head. Control meter, 85%. Time reclaimed, the 10-15 minutes per decision you used to waste. By the end of 30 days, let's tally the napkin math. You reclaimed roughly 30-90 minutes daily. 25 from the control split, 25 from premeditatio and planning, 15 from temperance, 20 from courage assent, 10 from commonplacing. Conservatively, 45 minutes a day x 30, 22.5 hours. That's half a work week pulled from the jaws of noise. Reactivity slid from 710 to 3410. Integrity kept rose, maybe from 60% of your promises to 85%. What about the cataclysm? Here's the honest part. Some things did break. You disappointed one person by saying no. You missed a tiny piece of gossip and felt briefly out. You sat with a craving and it barked. But the catastrophe you feared, the social excommunication, the career implosion, the identity loss, never arrived. The only explosion was internal, the blast radius of your attention contracting around what you can actually steer. The Stoic pivot, what actually changed. Not the world, you. You replaced frantic with focused, passive with purposeful. You didn't sterilize emotions, you stabilized responses. You didn't remove obstacles, you rehearsed for them. You stopped trying to be the weather and started being the captain. The needle on the control meter won't stay at 85% forever, but you now know how to nudge it reliably on demand. Protocol for after the experiment. Keep the 3 daily anchors, the index card split, up to me, not, the one meaningful act, memento mori, and the one-page commonplace. Rotate the other principles weekly. Courage week, temperance week, view from above week. Every Sunday run a 20-minute review. Totals for time reclaimed, reactivity, integrity. One story you're proud of, one lesson, one adjustment. If you want to amplify results, formalize 2 constraints. A delay rule, no major decision in the first 24 hours of strong emotion, and a deep work gate, 2 50-minute blocks daily with phone out of reach. Use your second brain to template if-then scripts for recurring pain points. Appoint an accountability council, a friend who asks weekly, what was up to you this week and what did you actually do? Here's your final frame. Imagine future you 12 months out, reading these 30 days in your commonplace. You see a person who became a little less moved by panic and a little more moved by principle. You see proof that reality bends, not when you push the world harder, but when you push your judgments cleaner. The old committees still try to file their paperwork. You stamp them denied, politely. What if 10 ancient principles could rewrite your next month? Now you know what happens. It's not magic. It's maintenance. You will forget. Then you will remember. And remembering is your superpower. If you want the next simulation, try this. What if you were forced off all news for 7 days? What would your mind do with the silence? Until then, keep your card close, your courage warmed up, and your control pointed at the only target that ever mattered. The choice is right in front of you.